The introduction of the richest man in Babylon sets the stage for the rest of the book, which is a classic guide to financial wisdom. The book, written by George S. Clason, was first published in 1926, and it uses parables set in the ancient city of Babylon to teach essential financial lessons. The city of Babylon is presented as a symbol of wealth and prosperity, renowned for its immense wealth and the wisdom of its inhabitants in matters of finance and wealth management. Babylon, located by the Euphrates River, near present-day Baghdad, was a city of great wealth and fame. Its remarkable prosperity was not due to the abundance of its natural resources or favorable geographical location, but rather to the wisdom, intelligence, and understanding of its people in matters of money and finance. This intelligence and understanding of wealth are what the book aims to impart to its readers. The introduction provides a historical and cultural context to the city of Babylon, which was considered one of the wealthiest cities in the world during its time. It was famous for its magnificent structures, particularly the Hanging Gardens, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Beyond its physical beauty, Babylon was also a center of learning and wisdom. This wisdom, especially in terms of financial knowledge and practices, is what the book seeks to convey through its parables. The stories in the book are framed as ancient scrolls discovered during archaeological excavations, which contain the time-tested secrets of Babylon's prosperity. These scrolls, written in parable form, are purported to teach the reader the principles of financial success. The introduction emphasizes that the financial principles outlined in the book are timeless and universally applicable, regardless of the era or economic condition. The introduction also highlights the importance of financial education and management. It points out that while many people earn money, only a few know how to manage it and make it grow. The book's primary objective is to bridge this gap by providing simple yet profound financial principles. These principles, though articulated in the context of ancient Babylon, are just as relevant and applicable in the modern world. The book is positioned as more than just a collection of stories. It's a guide to achieving financial independence and success. The introduction primes the reader for the lessons to come, indicating that the wisdom shared in the following chapters is both practical and transformative. It encourages the reader to approach the book not just as a work of historical fiction, but as a source of knowledge that, when applied, can lead to personal wealth and financial stability. In summary, the introduction of The Richest Man in Babylon lays a foundation for understanding the importance of financial wisdom. It does so by setting the scene in ancient Babylon, a city synonymous with wealth and prosperity, and positions the forthcoming parables as a means to impart the timeless financial wisdom that contributed to Babylon's legendary affluence. This setup paves the way for the reader to engage with the stories and lessons that follow, with an understanding of their historical and practical significance. Chapter 1 of The Richest Man in Babylon, titled The Man Who Desired Gold, introduces us to Ban-Sur, the chariot builder of Babylon, and his friend Kabi, a musician. The chapter opens with Ban-Sur sitting idly by his half-finished chariot, immersed in deep thought. He is troubled by his financial situation, pondering over his persistent struggles despite years of hard work. Ban-Sur represents the everyday individual who works diligently but fails to accumulate wealth. As Ban-Sur reflects on his life, he is joined by Kabi, who shares his frustrations about their lack of wealth. They discuss their mutual friend, Arkad, who, unlike them, has managed to amass great wealth. Arkad, now known as the richest man in Babylon, was once a poor scribe who studied and worked alongside Ban-Sur and Kabi. This contrast in their fortunes becomes the central focus of their conversation. The dialogue between Ban-Sur and Kabi highlights the common plight faced by many people. They work tirelessly throughout their lives but still live paycheck to paycheck, unable to achieve financial freedom. The two friends find themselves in a state of bewilderment and envy, questioning why fate has favored Arkad with wealth while leaving them in a continuous struggle. Ban-Sur, in his contemplation, realizes that he is not only a skilled chariot maker but also a good man, deserving of a better financial standing. He admits to Kabi that he yearns for the ability to provide more generously for his wife and to enjoy the comforts and luxuries that wealth can bring. This admission is a poignant moment, revealing the deep-seated desire for financial stability and prosperity. The turning point in the chapter occurs when Bansir and Kabi decide to take action to change their financial destinies. They resolve to seek out Arkad and learn the secret of his wealth. This decision to seek wisdom from someone who has successfully navigated the path to wealth is a critical moment, representing the proactive step towards understanding and achieving financial success. As they set off to find Arkad, Bansir and Kabi are filled with hope and determination. They recognize that learning the secrets of wealth from Arkad could be the key to transforming their lives. Their journey to seek Arkad's counsel symbolizes the pursuit of financial knowledge and the willingness to learn from those who have successfully achieved wealth. Chapter 1 effectively sets the stage for the rest of the book, establishing the central theme of seeking financial wisdom. It resonates with readers who find themselves in similar situations, working hard but unable to break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. The characters of Bansir and Kabi serve as relatable figures, embodying the struggles of the average person in understanding and attaining financial success. Through this chapter, George S. Clason begins to weave the narrative that will unfold the secrets of acquiring wealth, as learned from the experiences of the richest man in Babylon. The chapter invites readers to join Bansir and Kabi on their journey of discovery, signaling the start of a transformative journey in financial understanding and success. Chapter 2, The Richest Man in Babylon, shifts the focus to Arkad, the wealthy man whom Bansir and Kabi discussed in the previous chapter. This chapter serves as the core narrative that introduces Arkad's journey to wealth and the principles he followed to achieve his financial success. The chapter begins with Arkad addressing a crowd in Babylon. He has been asked by the king to teach others how to acquire wealth. Arkad, once a humble scribe, now stands as a testament to financial success in Babylon. His transformation from a poor scribe to the richest man in the city has aroused much curiosity and admiration. Arkad starts by dispelling the myth that luck alone brought him his wealth. He emphasizes that his fortune was not the result of inheritance or chance, but the result of deliberate and disciplined practices. He shares the story of his humble beginnings and his intense desire to become wealthy. This desire led him to seek the mentorship of Algamish, a wealthy moneylender. Algamish agrees to teach Arkad the secrets to building wealth on one condition: Arkad must work for him diligently for 2 years. During this period, Arkad learns the first and most important principle of wealth accumulation: a part of all you earn is yours to keep. He is taught to save at least a tenth of his earnings and to live on the remaining. This simple yet powerful principle forms the foundation of Arkad's journey to wealth. Arkad shares with the crowd how he initially struggled to save, but over time, saving a portion of his earnings became a habit. He also talks about the importance of wise investment. He explains that saving money alone is not enough, it is crucial to make the saved money work and grow. Arkad advises against foolish investments and emphasizes seeking advice from those knowledgeable in the areas where one wishes to invest. The chapter highlights Arkad's growth in financial wisdom and his disciplined approach to managing his resources. He explains that wealth comes as a result of managing one's finances wisely and consistently adhering to sound financial principles. Arkad's story is not just about accumulating wealth but also about the journey of learning, discipline, and smart financial decisions. In conclusion, Arkad's message in this chapter is clear: wealth is attainable by anyone who commits to saving a part of their earnings, lives within their means, and invests wisely. His teachings lay the groundwork for the rest of the book, which delves deeper into specific strategies and principles for achieving financial independence and success. This chapter is crucial as it sets the tone for the practical and timeless financial wisdom that the richest man in Babylon is known for. Chapter 3, 7 Cures for a Lean Purse, is a crucial segment in the narrative, offering practical and timeless advice for improving personal financial health. This chapter presents a series of principles, framed as cures, to transform a lean purse into one that is full and prosperous. These cures, imparted by Arkad, the wealthy sage of Babylon, are fundamental lessons in personal finance and wealth accumulation. 1. Start thy purse to fattening. Arkad begins by emphasizing the importance of saving. He advises that at least 1/10 of all earnings should be set aside for oneself. This principle underscores the concept of paying yourself first. It's not how much one earns but how much one saves that starts the journey to wealth. The discipline of saving a portion of every earning, regardless of the amount, is foundational in building a financial future. 2. Control thy expenditures. Arkad points out that many expenses are not essential. He recommends distinguishing between necessary expenses and desires. The key is to ensure that your lifestyle and spending do not exceed 9/10 of your earnings. This principle teaches budget management and encourages living within or below one's means, a critical aspect of financial stability. 3. Make thy gold multiply. Saving is just the beginning, the next step is to invest wisely. Arkad advises making the saved money work and bring forth more money. This principle highlights the importance of investment and the power of compounding. It's not enough to just save, one must invest in opportunities that yield returns, leading to the growth of one's wealth. 4. Guard thy treasures from loss. Arkad stresses the importance of safe investments. He advises against risky ventures and suggests consulting with knowledgeable and experienced people when making investment decisions. The principle underscores the importance of preserving the principal and avoiding investments that seem too good to be true, emphasizing risk management in personal finance. 5. Make of thy dwelling a profitable investment. Arkad encourages home ownership. Owning a home is not only a means of providing stability for the family but can also be a sound investment that appreciates over time. This principle reflects the idea that investing in real estate can contribute to one's wealth, either through asset appreciation or rental income. 6. Ensure a future income. Planning for the future, particularly for retirement and unforeseen circumstances, is vital. Arkad advises on the importance of creating a financial safety net, such as savings or investments, that can provide for you in your older years or in times of need. This principle is about foresight and preparing for the long term, ensuring financial security and peace of mind. 7. Increase thy ability to earn. This final cure focuses on personal growth and the enhancement of one's earning ability. Arkad suggests investing in oneself through education and skill development. Continuous learning, seeking more profitable employment, and improving one's craft are ways to increase earning potential. This principle highlights that one's income is not fixed and can be increased through personal effort and development. These 7 cures serve as a comprehensive guide to personal finance, addressing saving, spending, investing, protecting assets, real estate, retirement planning, and personal development. They form a blueprint for anyone seeking financial stability and growth. This chapter, rich in wisdom, is not just about money management, it's a roadmap for a disciplined and thoughtful approach to financial well-being. It resonates with readers due to its simple yet profound guidance, providing actionable steps that can be implemented in everyday life to achieve financial independence and security. Chapter 4, Meet the Goddess of Good Luck. This chapter focuses on the concept of luck and its role in achieving financial success. It is a narrative that dispels the common misconception that wealth is often the result of luck, and instead, it emphasizes the importance of opportunity and preparedness. The chapter begins with a gathering of citizens in Babylon, discussing the nature of luck and how it seems to favor some while neglecting others. The main character in this chapter, Rodden, a spearmaker, shares his story about receiving a large sum of money. He is unsure how to use this money wisely and seeks advice from Arkad. Arkad listens to Rodden's concern and begins to speak about the role of luck in acquiring wealth. He argues that what is often perceived as luck is actually the result of preparation and opportunity. According to Arkad, good luck comes to those who recognize opportunities and are prepared to take advantage of them. He explains that luck smiles upon those who work hard, are diligent in their endeavors, and have developed the ability to seize opportunities. Arkad further elaborates that good luck can be enticed by accepting opportunities. He notes that those who do nothing or who procrastinate when opportunities arise, often lament their bad luck. However, in reality, their lack of action and preparedness is what keeps them from benefiting from these opportunities. The chapter highlights a few key principles. Opportunity is omnipresent. Opportunities for wealth and success are all around, but only those who are prepared and actively seeking them can capitalize on them. Action is crucial. It is not enough to simply recognize an opportunity. One must also take decisive action to seize it and benefit from it. Preparation and wisdom are key. Being prepared with the necessary knowledge and skills is essential to recognize and make the most of opportunities. Avoid procrastination and indecision. Procrastination and indecision are often the biggest obstacles to capitalizing on opportunities. Arkad uses Rodin's situation to illustrate these points, advising him on how to make wise decisions with his money and how to attract good luck by being proactive, prepared, and decisive. In conclusion, Meet the Goddess of Good Luck teaches that good luck is not a random, uncontrollable force, but rather a favorable outcome that results from a combination of preparation, hard work, and the ability to seize opportunities. This chapter provides a valuable perspective on how individuals can influence their own financial destiny and highlights the importance of personal responsibility in wealth creation. Chapter 5, The 5 Laws of Gold, continues the narrative of the richest man in Babylon by presenting a set of fundamental principles for managing and increasing wealth. These laws are conveyed through a story involving Arkad, the wealthy Babylonian, who imparts this knowledge to his son, Nomaser. 1. The first law of gold. Gold cometh gladly and in increasing quantity to any man who will put by not less than 1/10 of his earnings to create an estate for his future and that of his family. This law emphasizes the importance of saving a portion of one's income. By consistently setting aside at least 1/10 of earnings, one can start building a foundation for future wealth. 2. The second law of gold. Gold laboreth diligently and contentedly for the wise owner who finds for it profitable employment, multiplying even as the flocks of the field. This principle highlights the importance of investing wisely. It's not enough to save money. The saved money must be put to work so that it grows and multiplies. 3. The third law of gold. Gold clingeth to the protection of the cautious owner who invests it under the advice of men wise in its handling. This law advises on the need for cautious investment. It suggests seeking guidance from knowledgeable and experienced people when making investment decisions to protect and grow one's wealth. 4. The fourth law of gold. Gold slippeth away from the man who invests it in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar or which are not approved by those skilled in its keep. This principle warns against investing in unfamiliar ventures or being swayed by ill-advised or speculative investments. It underscores the risks of venturing into unknown areas without proper knowledge or advice. 5. The fifth law of gold. Gold flees the man who would force it to impossible earnings or who followeth the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers or who trusts it to his own inexperience and romantic desires in investment. This final law warns against unrealistic expectations and the temptation to seek quick, high returns. It advises against chasing after risky schemes and emphasizes the importance of realistic and informed investment strategies. Through these laws, Arkad aims to impart to his son, and by extension to the reader, the wisdom of managing and growing wealth. The chapter serves as a central pillar of the book's financial philosophy, providing clear guidelines for achieving and maintaining financial prosperity. These laws encapsulate the essence of wise financial management: saving diligently, investing wisely, seeking advice, being cautious about unfamiliar investments, and avoiding speculative risks. The narrative reinforces the idea that wealth is not a matter of chance or luck but the result of applying sound financial principles over time. The chapter, Rich in Practical Wisdom, resonates with the theme of personal responsibility and the importance of education in financial affairs. Chapter 6, The Gold Lender of Babylon, continues the narrative of financial wisdom in The Richest Man in Babylon. This chapter introduces a new character, Rawdon, a spearmaker, who receives a windfall of 50 pieces of gold. The chapter delves into the challenges and responsibilities that come with handling newfound wealth. Rawdon, after receiving the gold, faces a dilemma about how to responsibly manage this large sum of money. He is bombarded with various suggestions and requests from friends and family, each proposing different uses for the money. His brother asks for a loan to buy a partnership in a chariot business, while his sister wishes to borrow money to buy her husband a new robe for an upcoming feast. Amidst these requests, Rawdon is uncertain about the best course of action. Seeking guidance, Rawdon turns to Mathan, a wise and wealthy money lender in Babylon. Mathan is renowned for his ability to judge the risks involved in lending money. He shares with Rawdon insights about lending money, emphasizing that the safety of the principal is as important as the return on the investment. Mathan imparts several key lessons. The importance of security for a loan. He explains that a loan should always be secured by collateral, ensuring the lender's protection. Assessing the character of borrowers. Mathan advises that understanding the character and capabilities of the borrower is crucial. He suggests lending only to those who are capable of repaying and have a reputation for being responsible. Understanding the purpose of the loan. Mathan stresses the importance of knowing how the borrowed money will be used. He advocates for lending only if the money is used for purposes that are likely to succeed and generate income. The emotional aspect of lending. Rawdon learns that lending to friends and family can be emotionally challenging. Mathan warns about the risks of strained relationships and the potential loss of both money and friendships. The chapter encapsulates the complexities of wealth management, particularly the challenges of lending money. It highlights the necessity of wisdom and discernment in financial dealings, especially when they intertwine with personal relationships. In the end, Rawdon applies the lessons learned from Mathan, making decisions that reflect a balance of heart and wisdom. He decides to help his sister, acknowledging the importance of family and generosity, but also takes Mathan's advice to protect his financial interests. The Gold Lender of Babylon is a compelling narrative about the responsibility that comes with wealth. It provides valuable insights into prudent money management, the art of lending, and the importance of making informed financial decisions. The chapter reinforces the overarching theme of the book, that financial success is not just about accumulating wealth, but also about managing and preserving it wisely. Chapter 7: The Walls of Babylon. In this chapter, the focus shifts to a broader historical and metaphorical perspective, using the city of Babylon itself as a symbol of protection and wisdom. The chapter begins with a description of the grandeur and strength of the walls of Babylon. These walls were not only a symbol of the city's power but also a literal means of protection against invaders and external threats. The narrative draws a parallel between the protective walls of Babylon and the financial safeguards that individuals should build around their wealth. The story illustrates that just as Babylon needed strong walls to protect against physical dangers, people need to build strong financial defenses to secure their wealth. These defenses are in the form of wise investments, savings, and insurance against loss. The chapter emphasizes the importance of being prepared for unforeseen events and challenges that can threaten financial stability. Key principles highlighted in this chapter include the importance of protection. Just as walls protect a city from external threats, individuals need to protect their wealth from potential losses. This includes being cautious with investments and not exposing oneself to unnecessary financial risks. Preparation for uncertainty. The chapter underscores the need for financial preparation to face unexpected situations, such as economic downturns, personal emergencies, or other unforeseen events. Diversification. The concept of not putting all one's eggs in one basket is implied. Diversification of investments can act as a protective wall, providing a buffer against the failure of any single investment. Insurance and savings. The story suggests that having savings and appropriate insurance is akin to building a strong wall around one's financial resources. These act as a safety net to protect against personal financial crises. Long-term planning. The walls of Babylon were not built in a day. Similarly, financial security is achieved over time through consistent and prudent planning and actions. The walls of Babylon serves as a metaphorical lesson on the importance of building and maintaining strong defenses around one's wealth. It teaches the reader about the necessity of being proactive in financial protection and the wisdom of planning for the future. The chapter beautifully ties the historical and architectural magnificence of Babylon with practical financial advice, emphasizing the need for security and foresight in personal finance. This chapter reinforces the overarching theme of the book, that accumulating wealth is just one part of financial success. Equally important is protecting and preserving that wealth through careful planning and management. The wisdom imparted here is timeless, emphasizing that financial well-being is not just about growth but also about safeguarding what one has earned. Chapter 8, The Camel Trader of Babylon, weaves a compelling tale of Dabasir, a man who rises from the depths of debt to become a successful camel trader. This chapter serves as a powerful narrative about personal responsibility, financial redemption, and the transformative power of disciplined money management. Dabasir's story begins with his life in despair as a slave, burdened by the consequences of his past financial imprudence. His journey into slavery is a direct result of his extravagant lifestyle, which led him into a pit of insurmountable debt. The turning point in Dabasir's life occurs when he is confronted with the harsh reality of his situation. He recognizes that his financial woes are a result of his own doing, his failure to live within his means and his lack of understanding of sound financial principles. Determined to change his fate, Dabasir devises a plan to escape the shackles of debt and reclaim his freedom. His plan is simple yet powerful. It revolves around disciplined budgeting and strict financial management. He decides to allocate his earnings into 3 parts, 70% for living expenses, 20% for repaying debts, and 10% for saving. This structured approach to his finances marks the beginning of his journey towards financial independence. As Dabasir embarks on this path, he faces numerous challenges. The temptation to revert to his old habits of extravagance is ever present. However, his resolve to stick to his plan is unwavering. Over time, his disciplined approach begins to bear fruit. He systematically pays off each of his creditors, gradually freeing himself from the burden of debt. Moreover, his consistent saving habits enable him to accumulate a modest sum, providing him with a financial cushion and a sense of security. The story of Dabasir is not just about paying off debt, it's also about personal growth and financial education. Through his journey, Dabasir learns the value of money, the importance of living within one's means, and the power of saving. He transforms from a man who squandered his wealth to one who values and respects it. This transformation is pivotal, as it lays the foundation for his future success. As Dabasir's financial situation improves, he begins to venture into the world of commerce. Drawing upon his newfound financial wisdom and discipline, he starts a business trading camels. His business acumen, combined with his disciplined approach to finances, leads him to become a successful and respected camel trader in Babylon. The chapter culminates in Dabasir achieving not only financial freedom but also wealth and respect within his community. His story becomes one of inspiration, showing that regardless of how dire one's financial situation may be, there is always a path to recovery and success. Dabasir's journey highlights the significance of taking personal responsibility for one's financial situation, the necessity of disciplined financial planning, and the potential for redemption and prosperity through perseverance and hard work. In essence, this chapter provides a powerful lesson in financial resilience. It illustrates that with the right mindset, a solid plan, and unwavering discipline, it is possible to overcome financial adversity and achieve success. Dabasir's story is a testament to the fact that financial ruin is not an end but can be a starting point for a journey towards financial wisdom and prosperity. Chapter 9, The Clay Tablets from Babylon, offers a significant shift in the narrative style of The Richest Man in Babylon. This chapter presents a historical and archaeological perspective, where a series of ancient clay tablets are discovered, revealing more timeless wisdom on financial management and wealth accumulation. The story begins with an archaeologist, Professor Franklin Caldwell, who unearths these clay tablets in the ruins of Babylon. These tablets, written by a man named Dabasir, the camel trader from the previous chapter, provide a first-person account of his journey from debt to wealth. They offer a deeper insight into the principles he followed to regain his financial freedom and prosperity. Dabasir's tablets describe in detail how he found himself in debt and the steps he took to overcome his financial troubles. He writes about his realization that his financial problems were the result of poor habits and decisions. Determined to change his fate, Dabasir formulates a plan to pay off his debts and build wealth, similar to the principles outlined in previous chapters. The tablets outline Dabasir's financial strategy. 1. Allocation of earnings. Dabasir divides his income into 3 parts, as described in the previous chapter: 70% for living expenses, 20% to repay debts, and 10% for savings. This structured approach helps him gradually regain control of his finances. 2. Repayment of debts. He negotiates with his creditors and establishes a clear plan to repay them systematically, demonstrating his commitment to fulfilling his obligations. 3. Persistence and discipline. The tablets emphasize Dabasir's perseverance in sticking to his plan, despite challenges and temptations. His discipline in managing his finances is a key factor in his success. 4. Reflection and learning. Dabasir reflects on his past mistakes and learns from them. He understands the importance of living within his means and avoiding unnecessary expenses. 5. Goal setting and planning. Dabasir sets clear financial goals and develops a plan to achieve them. His methodical approach serves as a model for effective financial planning. The discovery of these tablets in the story serves as a narrative device to reinforce the book's central themes. It adds historical depth to the financial principles discussed, illustrating how these lessons have stood the test of time. The tablets symbolize the enduring nature of sound financial wisdom, highlighting its relevance regardless of era or civilization. In summary, the clay tablets from Babylon provides a historical context to the book's teachings, reinforcing the message that financial success is achievable through disciplined planning, wise money management, and learning from past mistakes. The chapter serves as a bridge between the ancient wisdom of Babylon and its application in the contemporary world, emphasizing that the principles of sound financial management are universal and timeless. Chapter 10, The Luckiest Man in Babylon, narrates the story of Sharonada, a prosperous merchant, and his slave, Hayden Gula. This chapter presents themes of fortune, hard work, and the impact of wise decision-making on one's life. Sharonada, in his old age, reminisces about his younger days in Babylon and a particular incident involving his slave, Hayden Gula. Hayden, unlike other slaves, showed a unique perspective on life and fortune. He considered himself the luckiest man in Babylon, despite his status as a slave. His story provides a different take on what constitutes luck and how one's attitude can shape their destiny. Hayden Gula's story unfolds as he expresses his gratitude for his life, despite his seemingly unfortunate circumstances. He believes that he is lucky because he is in good health, has a kind master, and is well taken care of. His positive outlook and contentment with life contrast starkly with the usual discontentment seen in others in similar situations. Sharonada, intrigued by Hayden's attitude, decides to test his slave's belief in his luck. He offers Hayden a chance to buy his freedom by entrusting him with a bag of silver to trade and multiply. Hayden accepts the challenge and ventures into trading, determined to earn his freedom. The narrative then follows Hayden's journey as he utilizes his resourcefulness, intelligence, and the principles of trade he has observed. Despite facing challenges and uncertainties, Hayden remains steadfast and optimistic. His hard work, combined with his positive mindset, eventually leads him to success in trading. He not only earns enough to buy his freedom but also gains a substantial profit. Through Hayden Gula's story, several key lessons are imparted. Positive attitude. Hayden's outlook on life as a slave, seeing himself as the luckiest man, underscores the power of perspective. It suggests that one's attitude can significantly influence their life's trajectory. Opportunity and initiative. The chapter illustrates that opportunities can present themselves in various forms and that taking initiative is crucial in capitalizing on them. Hard work and perseverance. Hayden's success is attributed to his diligent work and persistent efforts, demonstrating that hard work is a key component in achieving one's goals. Freedom through financial independence. The story also highlights the concept of financial freedom. Hayden's journey from slavery to freedom is symbolic of the liberation that financial independence can bring. The Luckiest Man in Babylon is a tale of optimism, hard work, and the transformative power of a positive mindset. It serves as a reminder that fortune is often a product of one's attitude and efforts rather than mere chance. This chapter adds another layer to the book's central theme, suggesting that luck in financial success is often a combination of attitude, opportunity, and diligent effort. Chapter 11, An Historical Sketch of Babylon. This chapter diverges from the narrative style of the previous chapters and instead provides a historical overview of Babylon. It serves as a concluding section, giving readers context about the city where the parables and lessons of the book are set. The chapter outlines the history of Babylon, one of the most famous cities of the ancient world. It describes Babylon's geographical location, along the Euphrates River, and its significance as a center of trade, culture, and learning. The city's strategic position made it a hub for merchants and traders from all parts of the ancient world. Babylon's impressive architecture, particularly its massive walls and the famous Hanging Gardens, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, is highlighted. The chapter explains how these architectural feats were not only symbols of the city's wealth and power but also reflections of the advanced engineering and scientific knowledge of the Babylonians. The chapter also delves into the administrative and economic systems of Babylon. It describes the city's laws, governance, and the role of money and trade in its economy. The Babylonian system of banking and the use of credit are mentioned, illustrating the city's sophistication in financial matters. Furthermore, the chapter discusses the educational system of Babylon, which was advanced for its time. The city was a center of learning, where knowledge in various fields like astronomy, mathematics, and literature was cultivated. This emphasis on education and knowledge contributed to Babylon's prosperity and longevity. The fall of Babylon is briefly touched upon, explaining how the city eventually declined due to various factors, including military conquests and changes in trade routes. Despite its fall, the chapter emphasizes that the wisdom and knowledge of Babylon, especially in terms of financial management and wealth accumulation, have survived through the ages. In summary, an historical sketch of Babylon provides a backdrop to the entire book, offering insights into the rich history and culture of the city. This historical context enriches the reader's understanding of the parables and principles presented in the earlier chapters. It underlines the notion that the financial wisdom and lessons derived from Babylon are grounded in a real and historically significant place, lending them greater credibility and depth. This concluding chapter wraps up the book by reinforcing the key themes and lessons presented throughout the book. This conclusion serves to summarize the wisdom imparted in the parables and to emphasize the timelessness and universality of the financial principles taught. The main points highlighted in the conclusion are: 1. Timeless financial principles. The book reiterates that the lessons shared in its pages are not confined to the historical context of Babylon but are universally applicable. These principles of financial management and wealth accumulation are as relevant today as they were in ancient times. 2. Importance of financial education. The book underscores the value of understanding and applying sound financial practices. It emphasizes that financial success is achievable by anyone willing to learn and apply these principles consistently. 3. The power of saving and investing. one of the core messages is the importance of saving a portion of one's income and wisely investing it to generate wealth. The book stresses that building wealth is a gradual process that requires discipline, patience, and smart decision-making. 4. Living within means. The book advocates for spending less than one earns and avoiding unnecessary debt. It highlights the significance of budgeting and controlling expenditures as fundamental steps towards financial stability. 5. Seeking knowledge and counsel. The book advises readers to seek wisdom and guidance in financial matters. Learning from experts and those who have successfully managed wealth is crucial for making informed financial decisions. 6. Hard work and opportunity. The narratives throughout the book convey that hard work, seizing opportunities, and a positive attitude towards life's challenges are essential in the journey to financial prosperity. 7. Personal responsibility. The conclusion reinforces the theme of personal accountability in managing one's finances. It encourages readers to take active control of their financial destiny. 8. Generational wealth and wisdom. The book also touches on the idea of passing down financial wisdom through generations, highlighting the importance of educating the young on these principles. In essence, the conclusion of The Richest Man in Babylon serves as a final reinforcement of the book's teachings. It encourages readers to reflect on the stories and lessons, and more importantly, to apply these lessons in their lives. The book closes with a sense of optimism and empowerment, suggesting that financial success and security are within reach for those who commit to following these age-old yet ever-relevant principles.